Over 92% of adults over 65 are missing at least one key nutrient that their brain and eyes need, not during the day, but while they sleep. And without it, your memory fades faster, your vision gets blurrier, you wake up feeling more tired, not less. But what if the solution wasn't in a pill, but in a glass? Today, I'll show you 4 natural juices, simple, real foods you can drink that nourish your brain and your eyes while you sleep. These are the same juices I recommend to my patients who struggle with memory lapses, blurry mornings, or tired eyes after just minutes on a screen. If you're over 60, this might be one of the most important videos you'll watch this year. Before we begin, where are you watching from? And what time is it for you right now? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Why your eyes and brain slow down after 60. Have you ever walked into a room and forgotten why you came in? Or stared at a screen only to feel your eyes sting and blur within minutes? Maybe your mornings begin in a fog, vision cloudy, brain slow to start, like the gears just won't turn. If you're over 60, this isn't unusual, but that doesn't make it any less frustrating. I've worked with older adults for over 30 years, and what I hear again and again is this: I know I'm aging, but this feels like I'm fading. Here's what's really going on. After 60, the systems that power your vision and memory begin to wear down. Not just from age, but from nutrient depletion, reduced circulation, and oxidative stress. Your retina, the part of your eye that catches light, and your hippocampus, the memory center of the brain, are 2 of the most sensitive parts of your body, and they're often the first to feel the strain. The good news? These areas are also highly responsive to nutrition. Just like a garden needs water and sunlight to bloom, your brain and eyes need specific compounds like lutein, zeaxanthin, folate, and anthocyanins to recover and regenerate. But here's the problem. Most Americans over 65 don't get enough of them, especially at night, when the brain and eyes do most of their repair work. The result? Your body tries to heal while running on empty, and each morning you wake up a little more tired, a little more forgetful, a little more blurry. But you're not broken, you're just missing fuel, and that's something we can change, starting tonight. In the next section, I'll explain what your brain and eyes are doing while you sleep, and why timing matters just as much as nutrition. What happens while you sleep, and why juices work best then. Most people think sleep is just rest, but for your brain and your eyes, sleep is repair. While you drift into deeper stages of sleep, something remarkable happens inside your body. Your brain begins to clear out waste, rebuild connections, and reset neural pathways. Your eyes start repairing the fragile light-sensing cells in your retina. Circulation shifts. Blood brings oxygen and nutrients to areas that were stressed and overworked during the day. But here's the catch. Your body can only repair what it has the resources to fix. And that's why nutrition is so important before you go to bed. If you're over 60, your body's ability to absorb nutrients is already lower. Your digestion is slower. Your blood flow isn't as strong. So by the time you eat dinner or take a multivitamin, many of those nutrients don't reach where they need to go, especially not to your brain or eyes. That's where the right juice comes in. Liquid nutrition is easy to digest. It requires minimal effort from your stomach. And when timed right, taken at least an hour before bed, it gives your body exactly what it needs, right when it needs it. Antioxidants to fight inflammation, carotenoids to restore your retina, plant compounds that stimulate your brain's natural repair system. In Japanese wellness culture, this is known as yojo, the art of gentle prevention and nighttime nourishment. Many older adults in Japan have a tradition of sipping a light, warm drink or juice before bed, not to sleep better, but to help the body recover more deeply. And modern science is finally catching up. The key is not just what you drink, but when you drink it. Carrot juice, the morning juice for clearer vision and sharper focus. If I had to choose one juice to start your day after 60, it would be carrot juice. Carrots are one of the richest natural sources of beta-carotene, a compound your body turns into vitamin A. This is critical for your retina, specifically the light-sensitive cells that help you see in dim light. Without enough vitamin A, you may notice things like trouble seeing at night, waking up with blurry vision, or dry, irritated eyes. Carrots also contain lutein and zeaxanthin, two powerful antioxidants stored in the macula, the central part of your retina that helps you read, drive, and recognize faces. These nutrients protect your eyes from years of screen exposure and UV damage, helping to restore sharp, central vision. And it doesn't stop at your eyes. Carrot juice also supports your brain. It contains a natural compound called falcarinol, which has been shown to reduce inflammation in the brain and protect the outer membrane of your neurons, especially the ones responsible for memory and focus. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that older adults who drank carrot juice daily for 8 weeks showed improvements in memory recall, especially visual memory, like remembering where you placed your glasses or parked your car. Here's what I recommend. Use 2 to 3 medium carrots, peeled and chopped. Juice them fresh. If you like a little spice, add a thin slice of ginger. For brightness, a squeeze of lemon. Most important, pair it with a healthy fat. That's because beta-carotene is fat-soluble. It absorbs better with fat. A slice of whole grain toast with avocado. A handful of walnuts or almonds. Even a spoonful of olive oil stirred into the juice works. In Japan, older adults often start their day with something light but deeply nourishing, like a small cup of miso soup, followed by a raw vegetable juice. It's a ritual of clarity and calm, and it works. Carrot juice is your foundation. It sets your vision and focus for the day. But what about when your energy crashes in the afternoon? When your mind gets foggy, your eyes feel heavy and everything slows down? That's when the second juice becomes essential. It's deep red, earthy, and incredibly fast-acting. Beet juice, the afternoon boost for blood flow and brain power. Let's be honest. Most people over 60 don't connect poor circulation with memory loss, but they should. When your brain and eyes don't get enough oxygen, everything slows down. You feel tired, your vision fades, you forget what you were saying halfway through a sentence. That's where beet juice comes in. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates. When you drink them, your body converts those nitrates into nitric oxide, a natural compound that tells your blood vessels to relax and open up. This process, called vasodilation, allows more oxygen-rich blood to reach your brain and eyes, and it works fast. A 2020 study in the Nitric Oxide Journal found that adults over 60 who drank beet juice daily had significantly better blood flow in the frontal lobe, the part of the brain that controls memory, attention, and decision-making. After just 4 weeks, they reacted faster and focused longer on cognitive tests. For your eyes, that same increase in circulation helps maintain retinal thickness and prevents microvascular damage that can lead to age-related vision loss. But what really makes beet juice special is its speed. Unlike fat-soluble nutrients that take time to absorb, Nitric oxide starts working within 30 minutes of drinking. That means you may feel more alert, more focused, and see more clearly, sometimes the same day. One of my patients, Linda, age 68, used to hit a wall around 3 p.m. every day. Her eyes burned, her brain felt heavy, and all she wanted was a nap. We added a small glass of beet juice to her afternoon. Within a week, she said, "It's like someone opened a window in my head. Everything feels fresher." So how do you do it? Take 1 medium beet, peeled and chopped. Juice it with half an apple or half an orange to balance the earthy flavor. Drink it between 2 and 4 p.m., right when your energy naturally dips. For even better results, take a 10-minute walk afterward. Movement boosts circulation and helps the nitric oxide work even better. In Japanese longevity villages, older adults often combine a light afternoon walk with a small serving of fermented or root-based vegetables, supporting both blood flow and digestion. Beet juice is your afternoon reset button. It clears the fog. It opens the pathways. It helps your brain breathe. Blueberry juice, the nighttime elixir for memory and retinal repair. Some foods protect, but a few actually help you rebuild. Blueberry juice does both, and that's why it's the perfect drink before bed. Blueberries are packed with anthocyanins, powerful antioxidants that don't just reduce inflammation, they stimulate neurogenesis, the process of creating new brain cells. That's right, even in your 60s, 70s, or 80s, your brain is still capable of growing if you give it the right fuel. A 2020 study published in the Journals of Gerontology found that seniors who drank wild blueberry juice daily for 12 weeks showed significant improvements in memory, processing speed, and even brain activation on MRI scans. Researchers linked these benefits to anthocyanins' ability to cross the blood-brain barrier, reduce oxidative stress in the hippocampus, and increase levels of BDNF, a brain-derived protein essential for learning and long-term memory. And the benefits don't stop at the brain. Blueberry juice also supports the health of your retinal ganglion cells, which are critical for sending visual information from the eye to the brain. A study in molecular vision showed that regular blueberry intake protected these cells from age-related damage, even under stress. Here's my simple recommendation. Use 1 cup of wild blueberries, fresh or frozen. Blend them with a splash of water. If you like a thicker texture, add half a banana. Drink it about 90 minutes before bedtime. That's when your brain starts its natural repair cycle, and these compounds go straight to work. In Japanese wellness, there's a term called kaifuku, the quiet healing that happens during deep sleep. Blueberry juice supports that process. It gives your neurons what they need to rebuild, protect, and reconnect. This isn't a quick fix, but over time, the results can feel remarkable. With carrot juice in the morning and beet juice in the afternoon, you've already supported vision and circulation. Now, with blueberry juice at night, you're feeding your brain exactly when it does its deepest healing. Spinach juice, the green powerhouse for eyes, focus, and brain cell protection. Among all the juices we've covered, spinach juice might be the most quietly powerful. It doesn't just protect your eyes and brain, it helps them function better. Spinach is rich in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that are actually stored in your macula, the central part of your retina responsible for sharp, detailed vision. As you age, levels of these protective pigments drop. That's when your macula becomes vulnerable to UV damage, oxidative stress, and inflammation. The key causes of blurry vision and age-related macular degeneration. Spinach helps restore that balance. A 2020 study in nutrients found that older adults with higher levels of lutein and zeaxanthin had better contrast sensitivity and visual processing speed. In simple terms, your eyes see clearer, and your brain processes what you see faster. But spinach doesn't stop at vision. It's also loaded with folate, a B vitamin essential for producing neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which regulate mood, motivation, and focus. More importantly, folate helps control homocysteine, a natural compound that, when too high, becomes toxic to brain cells and is linked to cognitive decline. Low folate, slower thinking. Balanced folate, sharper attention and better memory. Spinach also contains vitamin K, which supports the protective coating around your brain cells, called myelin. This helps your neurons communicate more efficiently. Together, these nutrients create a synergistic effect. They don't work in isolation. They reinforce each other, helping your brain fire faster and your eyes recover from daily stress. But there's one thing to note. Spinach contains oxalates, natural compounds that in large amounts can interfere with calcium absorption and may not be ideal for people with kidney issues. That's why moderation matters. Here's how I recommend making spinach juice. Take 1 large handful of raw spinach, washed and fresh. Combine it with half a green apple or a few slices of cucumber to mellow the flavor. Juice it fresh and drink it mid-morning or with lunch, not on a completely empty or overly full stomach. If you want extra absorption, pair it with a small amount of healthy fat, like a few almonds or a teaspoon of flaxseed oil. In traditional Japanese meals, leafy greens are often lightly steamed or juiced and eaten alongside fermented foods to aid absorption and gut health. This gentle approach makes the nutrients easier for older bodies to use. Spinach juice is not flashy, but it's powerful. It supports your focus, your retinal health, and the resilience of your brain, all in one small glass. How to combine the 4 juices into one simple daily plan. Now that you know what each juice does, let's talk about how to actually use them easily, consistently, and without stress. You don't need to drink all 4 juices every single day. In fact, for most people over 60, that would be too much. What matters most is consistency, not perfection. Here's a gentle plan you can follow based on your body's natural rhythm and inspired by how nutrients are timed in traditional Japanese health routines. Morning, carrot juice. Start your day with clarity. Carrot juice provides vitamin A, beta-carotene, and brain-supporting antioxidants that wake up your eyes and sharpen your focus. Drink it shortly after waking, ideally with a small breakfast that includes healthy fat, like avocado toast or a few walnuts. Mid-morning or lunch, spinach juice. Support your neurotransmitters and retinal protection during the day. Spinach juice is best between meals, when digestion is light and absorption is strong. Avoid pairing it with a heavy meal. Your body needs space to absorb the folate and vitamin K effectively. Afternoon, 2 to 4 p.m., beet juice. This is your energy dip window. Most people feel mentally foggy or physically tired around this time. Beet juice opens your blood vessels and brings oxygen to your brain and eyes. Drink it on its own or after a light snack. If possible, follow it with a 10-minute walk to boost circulation even more. Evening, 90 minutes before bed. Blueberry juice. This is when your brain enters its repair phase. Blueberry juice delivers anthocyanins and stimulates BDNF, helping your brain and retina recover during deep sleep. Drink it at least an hour before bed so it can absorb fully without interfering with digestion or sleep quality. If this feels like too much, don't worry. You can rotate the juices. Choose 2 per day, morning and night. Or focus on one juice for a full week, then switch. Or pick the one that fits your biggest need: memory, vision, focus, or energy, and start there. What matters is that you begin. You make one small change. You listen to how your body responds, and you build from there. In Japan, there's a saying, "Chiri mo tsumareba yama to naru." Even dust, when piled up, becomes a mountain. Tiny steps add up. So do tiny sips. What if you don't like juice? Here's a secret alternative. Now maybe you're thinking, I don't like juice, or I don't have a juicer, or maybe your body just doesn't react well to too many blended drinks. That's okay, really, because the nutrients your brain and eyes need, they don't only come in a glass, they can come just as powerfully from what's on your plate. In fact, in traditional Japanese meals, most older adults rarely drink juice. Instead, they eat their nutrients, slowly, mindfully, through foods that feel like part of life, not a health hack. So if juices don't feel right for you, I want to offer you something else, a quieter path, a gentler rhythm, one that still gives your brain and eyes what they need to restore and recharge, especially while you sleep. There are certain fruits and vegetables, real whole foods, that contain the exact same compounds we've talked about: beta-carotene for retinal health, lutein and zeaxanthin to protect the macula, nitrates to support blood flow, anthocyanins to stimulate neurogenesis, folate and vitamin K for neurotransmitter balance, and the best part? You might already have some of them in your kitchen. I'll share these with you soon, but not just in a list, because how you prepare them, when you eat them, and what you pair them with, that's what makes the difference between a snack and a healing ritual. You see, what works for your body at 30 doesn't work the same at 65. Your body is wiser now. It asks for less noise and more nourishment, less flash, more function. So if juice isn't your thing, don't worry. In the next video, I'll show you the fruits and vegetables that act like medicine, the ones that are often overlooked, yet quietly powerful. I'll also show you how to combine them the way the Japanese do, through simple meals that restore energy, sharpen focus, and gently strengthen the parts of you that have been tired for too long. If you've stayed with me this far, thank you. That tells me something powerful about you. You're not just here to collect another health tip. You're here because a part of you still believes, or at least hopes, that your eyes can see clearly again, that your memory can sharpen again, that your body, even now, still has the power to heal. And you're right. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to do everything at once. You just need to begin, gently, consistently, with care. A glass of carrot juice in the morning, beet juice in the afternoon, to bring your brain back online. Blueberry juice at night to help your neurons rebuild. Spinach juice to feed your focus during the day. These aren't magic cures, but they are tools, simple, natural ways to support the systems inside you that are still alive, still working, still trying. Because your brain hasn't given up on you. Your vision hasn't either. They're just waiting for you to give them what they need. So if today is the day you try, even one juice, even one small shift, you've already taken a powerful step. Please remember, the information in this video is for general wellness only and is not medical advice. If you're concerned about your health, consult your doctor or healthcare provider. If you think you need emergency care, call your local emergency number right away. If this video gave you something, a thought, a new idea, or just a little hope, please like, share, and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, which juice will you try first? Let's keep healing, let's keep learning, and let's keep believing that the best years can still be ahead.